Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Wahara Kakadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone. Peace, many blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect, the house of David, the Bayaf Dawadah, for whom these epistles are written for in these last days. Shalom to the elect. So, as you can see on the screen here, this is from Blacklisted News. This is not going to be a long lesson. It just goes to show you that the devil is always in the background working. These different bills that they're passing. We have to keep a watch on these things because we understand, things are getting tense. The CBDC is being established across the world. You're dealing with people. There's racial tensions. The financial systems is cracking. And man, anxiety is at all-time high. Okay, the food is bad, the water is bad, the people are bad, and the prophets are here for it all. And this is the job we signed up for. Okay, and we're just going to continue to move forward, pretty much. So this is from Blacklisted News. Slocky. It says Deep State, MSNBC goon calls for a new Patriot Act against domestic terrorists. Now, we already know, as you can see the the image that they chose here, we already know that Esau despises our message, okay? And he despises it so much that he's willing to act upon it. But before he does that, okay, he has to go through something called groupthink. So he has to get everybody to accept, all right, the reality that the big bad boogeyman is your next door neighbor. He has to have everybody believe that in order for you to go back to peace and safety, which that's what he's trying to bring. In order for you to go back to peace and safety, that these people need to be removed from society, and they're going to use the message of the prophets against the prophets. We understand this. We never thought in our minds as we were coming into this truth and getting established through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. We didn't, those of us who take it seriously, anyway, never, thought that it was going to be fair. There were going to be things said, there was going to be mudslinged and all kind of things. Okay, we understood that this was going to be a distinct possibility once you took it seriously. Those who didn't take it seriously, well, you can see where they are. Okay, they're making excuses to stay here in America. Okay, anyway, this is Revelation 2:10. It says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." That's a promise. This is red letter from Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, the one we always speak about, who's going to be in the fathership, okay, and crack those clouds and come back for his elect. And if we believe that this is a truth, if we believe that he's not this word is not going to go back void, then what are we really afraid of here? See, the flesh is going to try to speak on behalf of you, meaning using fear. Okay, this article and things, that's what Esau uses to try to get the people back in line. But see, when you're dealing with spiritual man, it's far above anything that your flesh can say or do. Verse 11, it says, "He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches," right? "He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death." That's right. You shall not be hurt of the second death. And you will, listen, it is what it is. We were chosen out of the world, okay, but we don't know if we're called. Well, we know we're called, but we don't know if we're chosen. Okay? So those who stand stiffly all the way to the end, you endure to the end, all the accusations and everything, guess what? The Heavenly Father has a gift for you. It's called life. Verse 13, it says, "I know thy works, and where thou dwellest," it says, "even where Satan's seat is," which right here is Babylon Great. It says, "and thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas, Antipas was my faithful martyr. It says, who was slain among you where Satan dwelleth. But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast there them that hold the doctrine of Balaam. All right. It says, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication. And what is that? What is that headed into? The MOTB, of course. That is going to be the ultimate symbol of eating, as the scriptures say right here, things sacrificed unto idols. You're going to literally do that. There's going to be 2/3 that are going to literally sign up for this, all right, under the threat of violence. That's really what it's going into. And that same spirit is back now on the earth right now, and we're going into that. That same spirit is going to be reactivated, okay? That same spirit is going to be reactivated in this time, okay? But one thing that we have on our side is faith. Lord willing, I'm a part of that number, but the elect definitely has that faith. And we're going into a time where accusations are going to be made about us. They're going to say all types of things to cast our name into the dirt, the mud. Revelation 12:10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of the Most High and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser, which is the so-called white man, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, all right, which accused them before the Most High day and night. And let's look up that word accuser, okay, which is categoreo, but we're going to pull it anyway. And the accuser, yep, categoreo, right, put you in the category. Categoros. All right. Look at that. It says a name given to the devil by the rabbis. Yeah. Right?
Strong's G 2723. Categareo. Categareo.
Yeah. So, as you can see, the devil is Salakia, but the devil has made it to where he wants to exterminate, okay, the children of Israel. All right. So it says to accuse. All right. It says before a judge to make an accusation of an extrajudicial accusation. Right. Salakia. All right, back in the scriptures, it says, and they overcame him by the blood. And this is the only way we're going to overcome, okay? And they overcame him, okay, by the blood of the Lamb, which is Yahushua. All right, Salakia, I'm back. All right, so, yeah, so let's just go to the article real quick. All right, so like you said, these are things that are going to happen in this truth. We're going to be tested. And we that take this, the men that take this seriously, the men, women, children who take this seriously could possibly be elect. That's what we call them, the hopeful elect. So in the article it says, a few years back, I and many others picked up on an emerging trend which only intensified over time the framing of domestic terrorists, meaning in practice any political opponents of the deep state branding regime, whatever, as something on par with foreign terrorists of the Islamic persuasion. You may recall these fighting words from former CIA John Brennan, now an MSNBC talking head directed at the far-right domestic terrorists back in 2021. So we're going to play the video real quick. But we already know where this is all headed to. Yeah, so obviously, as you already, he's framing it as, well, we're gonna have to do something about them sooner or later. So if we don't do something now, it's gonna get worse, and really, it's a fight against information. Yeah. So it says the Biden administration or intelligence services are moving in a laser-like focus or fashion to try to uncover as much as they can about what looks very similar to insurgency movements that we've seen overseas. See, it's within the words that they're using. They're telling you it brings together an unholy alliance of religious extreme. Where does it start? It brings together an unholy alliance of religious extremists, authoritarians, fascists, bigots, racists, nativists. All right, aren't we about the nation of Israel? It says, and even libertarians. And unfortunately, I think there's been this momentum that generated as a result of, unfortunately, the demagogic rhetoric of people that's just departed government, but also those who continue in the halls of Congress. And so I really do think that the law enforcement, Homeland Security, intelligence, and even the defense officials are doing everything possible to root out what seems to be a very serious and insidious threat to our democracy and our republic. So it don't it's not going to take a rocket scientist to figure out exactly what they're doing here. This is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and our kingdom and the kingdom of our power and the power of his Hamashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before the Most High day and night. And they're going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to say, well, you guys are this and that, and you guys are doing this, and you're causing, and you're bringing all this hate and on this fear mongering. You're talking about all your scriptures, and they said religious extremist. I don't think there's any I don't think they're really shy about what they're trying to say here. This is Matthew 24 and 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And when you first come in this truth, these are one of the foundation scriptures that you build upon as a man in this faith. You build upon the fact that you're going to be accused. You build upon the fact that you're going to be hated for the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. First and foremost, by your own people. Your own people are going to be the main ones that are going to hate you. It says, verse 10, it says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. That's right. And that's going to be another thing. There's going to be guys that are literally on the highways and hedges, all right, with garments on, and in a lot of cases t-shirt garments, but there are going to be guys with regular garments as well that will betray, okay, the movement, the men that they were fighting alongside. They're going to betray these men because it was never written in them to actually take this faith seriously. So because they don't take it seriously, they think everybody else doesn't take it seriously. So when it comes time for the flame to get turned on, right? When it's time to get in the kitchen, they gonna run up out that motherfucker and they gonna tell everything they think. They're gonna tell everything they know. That's a part of this as well. So you gotta endure this, right? Verse 11, it says, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And we're in that time clearly right now, aren't we? Clearly. It's like, okay, we're clearly in a time where, false prophets are out here and they're making it be known that their doctrine is incorrect. They're speaking loudly and boldly about it, but and even willing to debate about it, but their wrong is all outdoors. Okay. And so with all that being said, what do we have to do? Verse 12, it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And we understand as this time comes in, as you already seen with that fight in Montgomery, Alabama, and that fight in Montgomery, Alabama, okay? And, you know, many other incidents that I've been reviewing lately. The temperature is being turned up in this place, and the Heavenly Father is letting it be known that there's going to be Egyptian against Egyptian violence out here. Okay, people are getting more and more bold in their hatred towards each other. Okay, people that have been neighbors for 20 years, they going to war over a missing bicycle. Okay, they don't give a god. Hey man, and how much more when food is involved, right? Verse 13, it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And that's the point. If you shall endure these things that are going to happen in this place, you could possibly be the elect. And that's the goal. The people of the world, they don't know the goal. You who listen to these messages, you do. You have an advantage in that point. But the point is to endure. That's the point. Okay? But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. The gospel got to be preached. It's got to be preached. There ain't no other way around this. Okay. Now the author of this article, he knows that for the most part. Okay, he knows that there's an end coming. I'm not going to say he knows the gospel, but he knows that there's an end coming. And he knows that it's going to get uglier before it gets better. Which is why he's putting together this article. Anyway, even libertarians, back in the article, it says, and remember, white supremacists, not to be white and any longer, opposing racist governments' policies make you racist, make you a racist. It says nativists and individuals who do not want endless foreign wars with no benefit to the taxpayers who finance them. These terms definitions are nothing if not malleable. It says, now reading off the same script, deep state goon Paul Rickoff is calling for a New Age Patriot Act, the ultra draconian, legislation. All right, what does it say? Slovakia. It says ultra draconian legislation that enabled the worst excesses of the Bush era post 9/11, national security state. So we're gonna play this video real quick. I guess it won't play. Well, that's fine. The point is, you already know what she pretty much said in this interview, and we're gonna actually read the quotes. It says a lot of Americans are up for grabs. It says I wouldn't dismiss it as anything as just something only people on the right or watching Fox News latch on to. We are in a battle for hearts and minds, and their people are on the fence. You got to have leaders and messages and messengers and programs to get to those people that bring them over into the community organizing and into nonprofit organizations and away from the Patriot Front and Oath Keepers. Hey man. and they're gonna use Eve to do the heavy lifting to get the first breach. Okay. It says, I think the parallels of 911 are important. We talked about this before. After 911, the laws didn't work. They made massive changes to respond to a new threat. I think we have to face the fact that many structures, laws, and policies may not work. It says after 911, we created a Department of Homeland Security. There was the Patriot Act. There was a massive change in our entire society to face the number one threat, or at least what was communicated as the number one threat. We need the same kind of tectonic shift. I don't think she's messing around. Okay, she's telling you, we got to bring these people into justice, man, because these people are messing up our society, right? And they're gonna come with their accusations, and we must not lose resolve, because the ultimate goal is to what? Endure unto the end. The ultimate goal is to what? Endure unto the end. The ultimate goal is to what? Endure unto the end. That's why lessons like this are so important. That it keeps that mindset front and center, right? Isaiah 29:19, it says, the meek also shall increase their joy in the Lord Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel, which is Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. He's given us the blueprint, the strength, the foresight, the overall message. He's given us the spirit. It's time for us to act like it. Verse 20, it says, for the terrible one is brought to naught, which is the so-called white man and all his cohorts. It says, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. Verse 21, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and to turn aside the just from a thing of naught. That's right. That's right. And they're going to try to work their craftiness. They're going to use witchcraft. They're going to use everything they can at their disposal while they still have the power seat to try to corrupt minds. As she stated herself, she stated that. Eve said that. We got to we're working for people's hearts and minds. Peace and safety is what they're going to offer. But as we know in 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it says that peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So there will be no peace and safety until Babylon the Great is laid in ruins. That's it. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Until that day comes, there ain't going to be no talking. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. And, I do enjoy bringing this to you, and, just keeping us on our toes, because we're in an uncomfortable situation. But as the Apostle Tahar always states, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So with that, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wahawa Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and many blessings and salutations unto the elect. The house of David, the Bayaf Dawadah. Shalom.